Once upon a time in the town of Wuhan, China, a person ate an infant's bowl of bad soup, which resulted in the COVID-19 outbreak. Because of this, there was a massive censorship on the press about this harsh topic. Journalists being arrested, and corporations such as YouTube taking down videos relating to the COVID-19 virus.
Freedom of speech, the human right that everyone deserves. We often forget how important this seemingly simple privilege is, or more commonly, how much of an impact its absence causes.
What is freedom of speech? Well, to summarize, freedom of speech is the ability to say whatever you want without being silenced by authorities, to be able to seek, receive, and impart information and all kinds of ideas by any means necessary, by doing whatever you want without the government hunting you down and doing stuff to you. It protects speech, religion, press, assembly, and the right to petition the government to change.
Why is freedom of speech important? Freedom of speech is important is because it is vital in holding the powerful to account. Freedom of expression also underpins other human rights, such as the right of freedom of thought, conscience, and religion, and allows them to thrive. Where is freedom of speech limited and in what ways? It is limited in China and Vietnam due to its restricts press and right to petition to the government. It is also limited in Libya for religious purposes, Egypt for government and religious purposes, Somalia for civil war rampant, so each faction has their own policies to make sure no one can know about the bad things they can do, Saudi Arabia because they can't criticize the king, and Russia for the right to petition against the government.
So what are the views of people from different places regarding this issue? To summarize, it depends on the country the people live in. If a person lives in an authoritarian country, overall from our research they would think that saving freedom of speech would be useless, as people in an authoritarian country would entirely depend on their government and they would have to follow what they should do. This is also the result of propaganda. Whereas if a person lives in a country where you have the right to speak up, then they would try and save and protect freedom of speech.
How does this impact the people affected? Without freedom of speech, societies won't be able to develop and progress as well. Whereas by having the freedom to speak up, it will help in changing the society in question, and it will also help to change it to do what's right.
In conclusion, freedom of speech is one of the basic necessities needed for our lives to be lived and for people to be human. We all need to try and help do our part in lessening the effects of speech repression, although it may be harder in other places. Governments will try to censor any articles or social media posts relating to incidents such as the example shown, but we can't allow that to happen as it violates the right to freedom of speech. To stop this abuse of government censorship, we need to spread awareness of this harsh topic so it can be more mainstream.